Thanks for joining us here at 5. We're following breaking news of a deadly fire at an apartment complex in Aloha. Tualatin Valley firefighters were called around 2:30 to Southeast 185th Avenue and Cascade Drive to find heavy flames that had grown from the bottom floor up to the third floor of the complex. Crews were able to bring the fire under control. During a building sweep, they found one person in the bottom floor unit. They were treated on scene but died of their injuries. Crews don't know where the fire started or how, but found the most damage in that bottom unit.
We have a fire investigator that's working right now to get interviews of witnesses that were here. Then they'll start working on analyzing burn patterns and other evidence that might help them in determining the cause of the fire.
At least 3 units were damaged. We'll continue following this story for updates. Well, turning now to weather and taking a look outside as the sun is setting. Beautiful blue skies across the Portland area today, even though things started off pretty chilly this morning. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is joining us this evening. And Joe, no rain today. Is the break from that rain going to continue into Sunday?
It's going to continue for almost another week or so. I don't have rain in the forecast until next Friday, but I want to talk about what's really going to be impacting us over the next couple of days, and that's really going to be the next couple of mornings. It's that cold air, and the coldest temperatures we've seen so far this winter have been right around the upper 20s or so. That was actually in early December, not quite winter, it was still fall, but earlier this morning we saw temperatures over in Hillsborough 24 degrees, Scappoose 27 degrees, and it's going to be that cold air that's going to be remaining in place the next couple of mornings throughout the coast and the valley, even along the northern part of the Oregon coast. Tillamook, you woke up to a temperature today of 25 degrees thanks to clear skies and a ridge of high pressure. Well, that ridge of high pressure is going to be remaining with us over the next several days. Again, I don't have any major changes coming our way until the end of next week. And we go out to the Oregon coast right now, a gorgeous end to your Saturday afternoon and heading into your Saturday night with a temperature of 45 degrees with clear skies, 47 right now as we look toward the West Hills with the temperatures right around the mid-40s throughout many locations. Tomorrow morning there could be some areas of fog, but widespread frost in a few locations. And again, what we're tracking for tomorrow night and into Monday, John, is some very cold air with the wind chill as well being a big factor as that east wind starts to kick in. I'll talk more about that in my detailed forecast.
All right, Joe, thank you. Well, as we expect cold temperatures this weekend, Washington County is activating its severe weather shelters. They include the Beaverton Community Center and the Blanton Street building, which will be open starting at 5 p.m. tonight. Multnomah County says it's monitoring the overnight forecasts and is not planning on opening any emergency shelters just yet. New tonight, police booked a Portland driver on DUI and assault charges after hitting a pedestrian early this morning in the Lloyd district. That man is now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Officers found the pedestrian around 2:30 this morning at Northeast Hassalo Street, just off of MLK Boulevard. Portland police say witnesses detained the driver, 47-year-old Isaac Ellis, before officers took him into custody. In Vancouver, 4 people were taken to the hospital last night with serious injuries after a 2-car crash on southbound I-5. It happened just before midnight. The fire department had to rescue the 4 out of the cars before they could be transported by ambulance. Washington State Police are investigating. And back in Portland, a vehicle was towed after the driver crashed into a building under construction. Now, this was the scene just before 1 this morning near the intersection of Northeast Killingsworth and 73rd Avenue. The driver was not hurt. Portland police believe speed was a factor, but did not make an arrest or give them a ticket. The family of a young man killed in a Newburgh plane crash has now filed a wrongful death lawsuit. They want $27 million from a local pilot school and an airline. Our Catherine Cook takes a look at the lawsuit.
October 3rd, 2023, the day 20-year-old Barrett Bevacqua was killed after this small plane he was in crashed. It happened near Newburgh during a flying lesson. His instructor, 22-year-old Michelle Cavallati, was also killed, and another student pilot seriously injured. Bevacqua's family is now seeking $27 million as part of a wrongful death suit connected to the crash. Defendants include Hillsborough Air Academy, Ascend Pilot Academy, Alaska Airlines, and Horizon Air. Alaska Airlines confirms that Bevacqua was enrolled in the Ascend Pilot Academy. a pathway program used by Alaska and Horizon to recruit and train future airline pilots. Shortly after the crash, Bevacqua's father told KGW his son was following his dream of becoming a pilot.
100%. He went out doing what he loved.
The lawsuit claims that before the plane spun out of control, Cavallati, the pilot in command, may have been performing a maneuver called a single-engine minimum controllable airspeed demonstration. Based on the flight track, wreckage, and witness accounts, the suit claims Cavallati failed to maintain control of the plane after allowing it to slow down below safe standards. The lawsuit says, quote, Mr. Cavallati was required to comply with those operating limitations contained in the FAA-approved flight manual, but did not. KGW reached out to Alaska Airlines. In a statement, they told us they don't comment on active litigation, but added, "We are devastated by Mr. Bevacqua's passing and continue to extend our deepest condolences to his family and friends." Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Well, turning now to wildfire coverage, Santa Ana winds have finally died down, allowing firefighters to bring almost 40,000 acres of wildfires under control. The fires have killed at least 27 people and destroyed more than 12,000 buildings. Some people have been allowed to return to evacuation zones, but tens of thousands more are waiting to find out what may be left of their homes. The Oregon State Fire Marshal shared photos of an Oregon-based crew rescuing 2 adults from the Palisades fire. The Douglas County Strike Team says it was looking for hot spots when they heard people inside a home. Turns out 2 older adults were injured and had been without food and water for several days. The team was able to get them to safety and call the pair's family to let them know they were safe.
Always good to, make a difference. That's what we're here for, to find people, make their day a little better if we can.
After the rescue, the firefighters returned to work putting out hotspots in that neighborhood. And a big thank you for the generous support. KGW has raised more than $60,000 from viewers in partnership with the American Red Cross to help out with relief efforts in Southern California. And it's not too late to help out. You can donate by scanning the QR code on your screen. We also have links at kgw.com, or you can donate in person at any U.S. Bank branch. Portland's well-known Belmont Goats will soon be relocating, but with the goats getting older, they're in need of a new permanent location. However, for years, that's been hard to come by, and now they're running out of time. Our Celine Stevens met with the goats and their owner today to learn more about what's going on here. Celine?
John, I did, and let me tell you, they were adorable. But these goats have hit their golden years and have already made 4 moves in a little over 10 years. Now the owner tells me if they don't find a permanent location soon, the Belmont Goats that many love to go and visit will eventually come to an end.
I think it's really sad. I think we need more of this.
The Belmont Goats have been around for a bit over a decade, getting their name from their original location off of Belmont Street.
There was a group of people that were taking care of them while they were over there. I got involved just to make sure that they had a place to go, that they were happy, that they were cared for.
Since then, the herd has moved a few times due to not having a permanent location, according to the owner, Jess Kurtz.
When we started this, we worked with Portland Development Commission to occupy land that wasn't yet developed, and we've moved based on the development.
Now, the lease for their spot in North Portland near the University of Portland is also running out in March, with the space anticipated to become an affordable living complex.
We would be excited to hang out with a different neighborhood and, find a space where we can be there for a while, or at least just until these guys have, had their final visit.
I think this is a wonderful thing here. I really do.
Kurtz says goats usually live between 10 to 14 years. Right now, the youngest is 11, and out of the 14 goats the herd started with, 4 have passed away. While the owner has been researching offers and will eventually move the goats somewhere else, she says due to the stress moving puts on the animals,
It's okay, boys. You're
if
fine.
it is not a permanent location, they won't continue adding to the herd, meaning
It's been a process of, coming to terms with that they are aging, they're no longer kids, and that, it may come to an end if we don't find permanent home.
With the nonprofit being volunteer-run and donation-based, they are looking for a permanent location, either a place that's affordable to buy or a longer-term lease. They're now turning to the public, welcoming suggestions for moving locations so the Belmont Goats can continue even when the original herd passes on.
I feel like it's something that is important enough to Portland and to just like the general energy of the people in our city to have something like this.
This herd was meant to stay together and be happy and cared for, and that has exceeded our expectations.
People can stop by the Belmont Goats and pet them for free on weekends between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also, Kurt says no matter what, the herd is staying together and she will continue to take care of them wherever they move to next. Of course, due to being donation-based, they always accept donations in person or online at their website at thebelmontgoats.org. John, back to you.
Celine, thank you. We know those goats have a lot of fans here in the area. Thank you so much. Well, and an update now to a story we first reported on last week. Some good news after viewers reached out when their neighbor had their mobility scooter stolen from her yard. Another viewer reached out to us saying they wanted to donate their scooter to woodland woman Lisa Harkness. Now, Harkness and her husband both rely on mobility scooters to get around, especially after their car broke down just before Christmas. We caught up with Lisa and viewer Gary Jansen as they made the handoff.
It was my wife. She had watched the program, and she says, we've got this scooter that's sitting here in the garage gathering dust. It's not doing anything. We could donate it to Goodwill and they would resell it, or we could try to get some money out of it. We probably wouldn't get that much. And so here's somebody who really needs help, and so that's the thing to do.
God's been good and people's been good, and it's restored my faith that there are good people in this world.
A great update to that story. Now, Lisa said with their GoFundMe, they're hopeful to look for a new car in the coming week. If you'd like to help out, you can find that link under this article on our website, kgw.com.